So we're hosting an event here tomorrow and the house is absolute chaos, as you have seen. I don't mind when things are not perfect, but right now it's not acceptable. So I've got a few hours to make as much impact as I possibly can. Baby has been awake most of the morning, so we've been having lots of cuddles, but I haven't been able to be very productive at all. So now that he's finally asleep and down, I'm hoping that he will give me a couple of hours of uninterrupted cleaning time. I'm just going to start with the Christmas decorations because we had to dig everything out of our understair cupboard in order to get them out of the back, and once those are all out I can put everything away and make a bigger impact, at least visually. I've got a few deep cleaning things to do, like a bit of spot cleaning on the carpet. Baby's really spilly, so there are some patches that are really obvious in particular lights, and I'd like to get them all cleaned up. Otherwise, I don't have too much of a plan. I'm just going to go and see how much I can get done. And the more impact I can have now, the earlier I can go to bed tonight after the kids go to bed too. So let's go.
So just like any household, the first thing we're going to do is chuck on the washing. We've got so much washing today because we were away for the weekend at a wedding. So I'm just getting on top of that from the very get-go. I'm going to save it all to hang at once. I'm not someone who likes to be doing washing all day, so I'd rather just do a big load at one time and deal with it in one go. I'm also preparing the carpet cleaner because obviously I'm going to be using that later, so that's just ready to go when the carpet is clear. I'm going to be honest, I had no idea where to start when I finally got into this room. And then I realised that actually the plants were all super dry and they needed watering. So this is me just moving them into the shower. And then I decided to really focus on the Christmas decorations, and I'm just going through making sure or making decisions on what I'm going to use and not use and put away. And then the baubles for the tree, I really tried to just pull them out of this container as I went, but because we have a sort of rainbow colour configuration, it was much easier to just sort them out. And I sped this out a lot because this took me a long time to sort them into colours and then do the tree. And of course, in the middle of this, Mateo woke up, so he was actually only asleep for maybe half an hour or even less. So he's going to come out and join me. So once he was happy to hang out, I got straight back to doing the baubles to get this tree done. I was also happy to get out the vacuum cleaner and vacuum the carpet because the little needles from the tree were everywhere and I didn't want Mateo eating those either. And he loved the vacuum cleaner. Whenever I have this out, he just sits and watches and stares. So it's a good baby entertainer. I was able to move the tree into its spot. That was a really nice feeling to have it finished. I then decided to quickly vacuum the couch. I didn't think it would be a very big job because I'd just done it recently. I just wanted to do the area where we sit usually, and the kids sometimes have a snack there. And then when I lifted up the cushion, I realised actually it was a huge mess, and recently was actually before baby came. So I then got stuck in and I had to vacuum underneath. I couldn't not after seeing the mess that was under there. It actually doesn't look that bad on this camera angle. So up close, there was a load of crumbs. So I got that done quickly and then moved on to the cushions. I had some Christmas themed cushion covers and I just used a few of them to cover some of the grey pillows to really get into the Christmas spirit. And in the middle of that task, I heard the washing machine go off, so I just was quickly into the laundry to pull out the wet washing and put the next load in. Like I said before, I just put it aside because I was going to hang it all at once. And then Bubba come back with me to the lounge and finished off the cushion covers. He just loves textures, so he was really happy with this really fluffy pillow case, and he was really enjoying just feeling and touching and playing that. It was really cute. So this side of the room looks like a little bit of an oasis until you change view and you go back to the absolute chaos that's over here. So here I am just doing actually bits of random things. I decided to remove one of the baby caddies. I had one for the 2-year-old and one for the baby, and I just decided to consolidate now and just have one down here in the lounge. I also recently went through all the books, and we're going to donate a bunch to charity, ones that we don't read. And I put some aside for rotating in. And here I am going through the kids' toys. I used to have them all out on display or in containers, but they're underneath the TV. But of course, with all that information about toy rotation, I finally packed them all up and put them away and decided to do some toy rotating. And it has been great, actually. Camilo has been focusing on toys that he wasn't previously playing with. I had to pause cleaning for mom duties, and I also had to take this back to normal speed so you could hear his giggles. I do feel guilty on days like this when I don't actually spend much time with him and I'm just running around and I make him play independently, but I don't do it every day. So I try to just remind myself that I do spend a lot of time with him, and, these big days like this are few and far between. So after vacuuming, I finally got the Bissell out, and Mateo also loved this. It's got a similar sound to the vacuum cleaner, so he was really enthralled. And you'll just see the patch that I cleaned up was actually him spitting up on the couch. So we just had that in action. I had to go back with the vacuum cleaner just to touch up because there were still some needles on the ground. And of course, another load. Oh my gosh, another hour. That went really fast. I then cleaned my Bissell machine. With my old Bissell machine, I used to leave the cleaning liquid in it, and I found that really affected the seals, and the colour of the plastic sort of discoloured. Also, with the old machine, there was no way of sort of cleaning the hose, and this one has a self-cleaning button, which is awesome. So I'm going to take really good care of this machine because I use it all the time. Make sure that I clean it out immediately and empty everything and let it all dry so it will work for a long time. I'm doing the final piece in the lounge now, which just putting away the diamantes because we are currently decorating costumes, just tidying everything up and wiping down the surface. I also got some of the plants back into the lounge, and that was it. It felt so good to have this room done because it has been messy for such a long time. I thought I'd give you a bit of an up-close view of the next task, which is the hallway, and putting everything back into the understair cupboard, which is really the only storage that we have in this house. I just decided to hide a bunch of things in the empty tree box. So usually we can't do that, obviously, it'd be full of the tree, but I decided it would be quite nice to just have a bit more space under there for the next couple of months. I got the Christmas decorations up early, so storing these other items will be a problem for another time. So after that task, I was able to get Mateo down for a nap, and the third load of washing finished, and I decided it was time for the marathon washing hanging session. I have been putting it in the dining room lately because we have the dehumidifier going at night, but because we've got people coming over tomorrow, I decided to put it in the garage. And anyway, our garage, as you can see, is not a space for our car. We use it like a personal gym and another room in the house. So I'll just put our portable dehumidifier on here overnight. This 3-tiered washing rack is like my favorite thing. I don't like doing washing, but this makes it, I guess, a little bit more bearable. I can fit so much washing on here. I'm actually fitting all 3 loads onto this one rack, and I kind of find it a little bit of a personal challenge for me. I obviously don't want to overpack it because then it won't dry very well, but I do love that I can fit so much in one rack. I always dig into my washing and get the big bits out first because then I really feel like I am making progress. I get the t-shirts nicely lined up and the pants all hanging on the longer area. I always also hang the baby clothes straight onto hangers because they hang in the wardrobe anyway, so it saves a lot of steps if they just dry on the hanger, and then I can just hang them straight up in the wardrobe. And I also match the socks from wet washing and peg them up together, which also saves me a lot of time when it comes to folding. This really was a marathon washing session. It took 40 minutes in total, and Mateo obviously woke up and came out to join me, and he was super happy sitting in this washing basket. It also was raining outside, so you can see him looking out and watching the rain, and he was entertained by that and me for hanging the washing. This is me matching up the socks. I have a little challenge for myself that I touch socks only once, so I like to pick up one and find its friend just by looking into the basket. While I was here, I noticed that the towels were still in the dryer from the weekend, so I decided to get them out and fold them quickly. We have a dehumidifier dryer, so I also always like to empty it when the garage door is open so I don't have to go all the way into the bathroom to put it down the sink. And while I was there, I remembered that I needed to get the ice out of the bottom of this freezer. I have to do this every couple of weeks at the moment because it's actually blocked at the back, and in order to fix that we need to remove everything from it and unplug it from the wall and let it all completely defrost to clear out the, I guess it's just a little area that's been blocked, but I haven't had the capacity to do that, so at the moment I just keep having to do this. It's quite satisfying when you get a big chunk of ice off the bottom though, if you look at that. Yeah.
Alright, quick update. I've finished the lounge, finished the Christmas decorations, got the tree up, and I feel so relieved about that. Got lights on the little plant behind me. It's now 4:45 and I have until 5:45 when everybody gets home, and I need to finish the kitchen dining in that time. I did the deep clean for that last week before we went away, so I'm not too stressed about it, but it does have quite a bit of stuff strewn everywhere. I also need to vacuum that and the hallway and make dinner because my 2.5-year-old has absolutely no patience and is always starving when he gets home from daycare. So dinner's got to be ready. And baby's awake, So depending on how he lets me get things done, if he can play independently, then I'm feeling good about it. Let's go.
So like I mentioned, I did quite a big deep clean just a few days ago. So at the moment I'm just folding a load of washing, and you can see me piling it into the laundry basket. I'm one of those people that likes to do just one trip. So I'm just piling all the different piles on top. And then another personal challenge for me, how much can I possibly get up the stairs in one go? Another area completed. It feels so good to have it done, and you'll see Mateo there still in the washing basket. He was so happy in there. I did have some dancing fruit, a little bit of screen time, but that's the only screen time he's had all day, so I didn't really mind. And then I was on to the kitchen, and this is where things get a bit messy. I am all over the place between preparing dinner and doing the dishes at the same time. I was really lucky that we had some things in the fridge ready to go, like these were kumara already cut, and I just had to put some oil in and throw them in the oven. And I was just going to make a salad and some steak, and I already had some puree vegetables with meat in the freezer, and I decided to make pasta for the kids because I knew that they would eat it, and I sneak as many veggies and nutritious things into the pasta sauce as I possibly can, so that was a good option for them. And I'm just in the middle of doing all of that at once. In the middle of this I could hear Mateo getting fed up with the dancing fruit, so that's why I am getting out the high chair and he can come and join me. He is well entertained by just watching me work at the moment, so he's my little buddy and I love having him follow me around the house. I keep looking over at the clock because we're really counting down the moments now, and I go to check my computer. Usually Jacob would call me when he's on his way home, but because I'm recording I was checking my messages, and when the message comes in that they're on their way home, I have 15 minutes before they walk in the door. And the more I can get prepared with everything now, the more we can enjoy the evening together. At this point, I feel really good with how downstairs is looking in our house. I've basically done everything I set out to do. I haven't touched the bathroom, but I know that Jacob would happily do that this evening, or we could do it in the morning if we really needed to. I wasn't really worried about doing a super deep clean because it's pretty clean in there, but we'll always clean the toilet and the sink before we have any guests that come in. And I've just done it. I've moved everything over that I need to cook. I'm just getting the plates out for dinner. And I'm so happy with everything. It's been a marathon. Remember this? This is what we started with. And this is the end result. You'll see Ellie there sitting up on the couch. She knows they are due home any second.